Today I'm making a steak, kind of torn between the filet mignon and the New York strip. I'm going to solve that problem today by making a T-bone steak. T-bone has two pieces. You have the larger side, which is the New York strip, and the filet mignon, which is the smaller end of it. T-bone steak's a great cut. I'm going to cook this steak in the DREO CombiCook Fryer. It's much more than an air fryer, and today I'm going to show you why it is. And the seasoning I'm going to use for this T-bone steak is real simple. I'm going to use crushed black pepper and plenty of salt. So I'm just making sure I sprinkle enough salt and pepper on the outside of the steak. So just make sure you hit the sides, you get everything nice and coated. Get it on a dish, and I put it in the fridge overnight, few hours, 4 or 5 hours, just enough to dry out the outside. This is what the T-bone steak looks like kept in the fridge overnight. So the outside is kind of dry, and that's good. It's going to give it a nice crust. So before I put it in the DREO, I'm going to give it a little bit of butter, a little bit more love with some butter. So this is just a melted butter that I'm going to get over the top. Not going to need to season anymore because we've got plenty of salt and pepper on it. And I think that's going to be plenty for it. So I'm going to be using the DREO Sous Vide flavor setting for the steak. So it's going to be nice and juicy anyway. You want to make sure we get both sides of the steak. And I left most of the fat that it came with on there. I can always trim it after we cook it, because I want to maintain as much of the flavor and juices as possible. Now we're going to get it into the DREO CombiCook Fryer. And the CombiCook comes with this probe here, which we're going to use to maintain the temperature in that setting of the sous vide flavor. All right, so just going to grab this steak, and get it right on the grill rack that it comes with. It's just the rack that sits over the main basket. Now we're going to get the probe in. I'm going to get it as close to the bone as I can. So let's just get that in here. This type of probe measures the temperature on the tip and on the edge. So you get a balance of temperature. That's how this unit works here. It needs to know that information so it can balance the temperature as it cooks. Going right into the DREO CombiCook. Gonna hit the power button on here. Gonna use the chef mode. So it's already on the chef mode here. Next, it's on beef. Next. And it doesn't have T-bone on this, so I'm just gonna select the New York strip. The New York strip here, because that is part of it. So I'm just gonna use the New York strips section here. Next is going to be use the grilling rack, which we did. Next, medium rare, sounds good to me. Classic flavor for 10 to 30 minutes, or the sous vide flavor here, which is 45 to 75, depending on the thickness and how fast it comes up. So the next step says, hey, you required some water. So let's put some water in there. So we're gonna just get the water filled up. Okay. All right, and it's calculating. So it's raising the temperature. It's calculating the time left, and I'll bring you back when it's coming out. So the DREO's got about another 10 minutes, so the steak's be done in about 10 minutes. Then we're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna roast up some potatoes. So these are just Idaho potatoes. I'm gonna cut them in 1-inch squares. I got boiling water here with some salt. I put about a tablespoon of salt in there. And I'm just gonna get these into the hot water. Okay, gonna get the top on there, and we're gonna go for 10 more minutes. The DREO has this window built right into the basket. I love being able to see the food cook without having to remove the basket. The steak looks like it's almost done. It has about 4 minutes left in the browning phase. So I let the T-bone steak sit for a couple minutes just to kind of cool off and reabsorb all those juices. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bone out just so we can present it and get ready to eat it. So I'm just going to trim around this bone. And we'll pull this piece here out too. All right, so now I'm just gonna cut it on the bias to take a look on the inside. I mean, look at that color. It's nice and pink. Nice and pink and nice medium. See that nice color. Okay, nice and medium. And the sous vide is obviously going to be very juicy and very soft. It's not going to be the same as cooking it in a skillet or on a barbecue. So it's going to be a little bit different of a texture. Just going to add some of the leftover juices that were in the bottom of the pan there. Over the top. All right, so I have my steak. I've got my crispy potatoes. Came out really nice. Just going to drizzle some additional olive oil over the top just to finish it up. And I've got my salad here on the side that I made from my Click and Grow garden. So let's give this a taste here. I'm going to take this piece right here. And it came out really, really soft and juicy. It didn't dry out at all. Nice flavor too. I mean, how about these potatoes? Let's give those a shot. They're still kind of warm. It has a nice skin on it and nice and soft on the inside. Hope you enjoyed this video. T-bone steak in the DREO CombiCook Fryer, sous vide flavor, and some potatoes. Give me some likes, some shares, and give me some comments down below if you want to see me cook something else in this DREO. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.